Both sides of the engines are now fairly well cleaned up. Nice and sparkly. Might be getting a new oil pan. Might just be cleaning this one up, but if I do, it's going to be off of the engine. So next, take the oil pan off, get the applicable junk off of the front so that the front of the block can be cleaned. It's fairly dirty, as you can tell. So oil pan looks straightforward. I got a slew of bolts right around here, and once I remove those, we'll see what the guts look like. So they are all 13s. Come on, focus. Camera, focus. And surprisingly, they're actually removing fairly decently. Actually, some of these really aren't taking much force at all. I don't know if Dad pre-loosened these or not, but some of these, that's like nothing. I'm just spinning that by hand. Could be the source of the oil leak. I don't know. We'll find out. One thing I'd like to note before I forget and mess this up in the future, the two bolts there and there, they are longer than the regular bolts. So the two long ones, that's where they go. Watch out for that, because I know I'm going to put these all in a bucket and forget about that. All right, it's on there pretty good. All right. Oh, stuck on the front here. What are we stuck on? Okay, it looks like just grime. Oh, there she goes. And for the big reveal. Oh yeah, buddy. Note to self, you gotta take the dipstick out first. Doi. Anyways. Holy cow. It's just like a layer of sludge on bottom. Oh, that's thick. Some little metal bits or something in the pickup. Huh. Yeah, the little metal shards in the pickup. That's not good. That's pretty cool. And there is the timing chain. Sweet. Alright, before I take these pistons out, I'd like to note where they separate. The camera's not very good, but there's a diamond on both sides. You can see it in person. It's kind of hard to see the other diamond. They all have different shapes on them, so On this side it's a diamond, on the other side it's a star, so you can't mess up the orientation. See if I can find another. Here's one. Focus. I don't know what I'd call that shape. What, like a Pac-Man looking thing? And then on this one, you can see it's a star. You can kind of see that there. And on the opposite side, you have different shapes. So that's kind of looks like a skull. And this one is like a triangle stamped right on the line. This one, oh, where'd it go? Oh, right there. Another diamond. So yeah, the orientation is going to be pretty self-explanatory. Once I lay the pistons out, I'm going to label them by number and which way is front. Keep everything organized, but as far as the, I can't remember what these are called, chasers, whatever. So I'm taking the pistons out. I've labeled which side faces front on both the piston and the piston keeper thing. I'm also putting them on the board in a way that they face the way that they go, obviously. Engine being upside down, that piston was on the right, but if the engine was flipped over the correct way, that would be the driver's side. So it's pretty hard to mess that up. I'm keeping the bolts, or nuts I should say, in their original position. Not that I think that matters, but I'm just kind of being fussy here. So yeah, everything should be laid out pretty straightforward. This side being the driver's and this side being the passenger, obviously, and everything oriented in the way that it kind of makes sense. You can see the arrows right there. So, all right, 1 down, 7 to go. So I got some of the pistons out, and I've noticed a couple subtle nuances. I've been labeling which side is front, and come to find out, on this side, if the camera will focus, there's, I don't know, some random hash marks. On the other side, oh, come on, zoom in. On the other side, you'll see it actually says F for front. The other side does not have that. It has a, I don't know, 2-digit number. They all have a random, like this one's 22. I don't know what that means, but on one side it says F for front. Each one has it. And on the other side it's got a 2-digit number. Another thing I've noticed, which is interesting, the metal shards that I found in the oil pickup earlier. Well, turns out cylinder, I don't know what number that is. When I took it out, yeah, the piston ring on the bottom just absolutely fell apart. It came out fairly hard, so I assume it had somewhat good compression, but the piston ring, yeah, it looks like it's been way overheated and just cracked and had a couple pieces missing or something. And yeah, so thinking back, I think that those metal shards were actually pieces of piston rings. Because, yeah, this bottom it was the bottom piston ring, not the top. Top one's still there, as you can see. Was broken off into pieces and put together. It's missing a piece. So, or pieces. So I think that's what those metal pieces were. Some of these, this one just fell right out. I'm surprised it's making any compression whatsoever. The other ones are seeming pretty alright, pretty normal. besides those two abnormalities. Looking good. Here they are, all of them. Laid out, original orientation, all bolts on the original side that they were taken off of. Yeah, pretty rough. I think it was that one basically just fell right out of the engine block. And it was the last one I did that basically fell right out of the engine block. Wasn't making much compression. That one there had the broken piston rings, and I suspect that was the metal shards that I picked up out of the oil catch, oil, whatever you want to call it there, oil pickup, I guess you'd say. Yeah, one step closer, but I think that's it for tonight. She's looking good. Spins freely now. Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, Dad, you want to buy beer before you come home? Love ya.